Hey everyone, welcome back. So today I'm going to be walking you through one of the easiest and most fun ways to understand how AI agents work by actually building one together. And we're going to create a very simple AI agent that automatically sends you a motivational message every single morning. Now, I know there's a lot of complicated stuff out there about AI agents, workflows, and automations in general. But in this video, we're going to keep it very simple. So by the end, you will not only understand what an AI agent is, but you would also have your own personal motivation bot up and running, something you can actually use every day. So don't worry if you've never touched n8n before. I'm definitely going to walk you through everything step by step at a pace that you can actually follow. Okay, so grab a drink, open up n8n, and let's build your first AI assistant together. Before we start jumping into building anything, let's just take a minute to understand what we are actually going to be creating today, right? So an AI agent is kind of like a digital teammate. So think of it like a teammate that can actually think, remember, and take actions on your behalf. And that's what makes it different from a regular chatbot or regular automation. An AI agent has three main parts, okay? So it has the brain, which is powered by AI models like GPT-4, Gemini, or Claude. And then it also has memory, so it can remember what's being said or done before. And then it also has instructions. So these instructions tell the agent what kind of helper it is, what sort of tone to use, and what action it's allowed to take. So you can think of an AI agent like your own personal assistant. And the brain is basically what helps it understand and respond to you. And then the memory sort of helps it stay consistent. And then you have the instructions that tell your agent exactly what his job is. In our case, that job is to act as a motivational coach, okay? Something that wakes you up, generates a message, and then sends it to you every morning. And it could send it to you via email. In this use case, we'll just be focusing on emails. Before we also build our AI agent, we also need to understand one important and one key ingredient that makes all of this possible, okay? So if you are new to automation or if you are new to AI in general, you've probably seen the word API everywhere. But here's the easiest way to understand it. An API is like a digital bridge between two applications, okay? And it lets one app talk to another safely, instantly, without you having to lift a finger. So for example, n8n talks to OpenAI's API to generate the motivational message in our case. And then it can talk to Gmail's API to send that message to our email. And you could even connect this to Trilio so that you can send the message to your phone. And even if you want to have an advanced version, you can go ahead and connect this to Google Sheets API if you wanted to have those messages saved for later so that you can come back and review those messages. So that's the real magic of AI agents. They don't just think, they connect, and they have the ability to connect to multiple apps. And APIs are what give them the ability to take action in the real world. So once you understand APIs, agent building starts feeling mysterious. You realize these tools are just talking to each other, and n8n is like the translator in the middle, making the conversation happen. All right, so now that you know what an AI agent is and what APIs do, let's look at the game plan for today. Now, today specifically, you're going to build an AI motivation bot that sends you a motivational message every morning automatically. And here's how it's going to work, okay? So first of all, we're going to have an alarm that goes off at 8 a.m. That's basically going to be acting as the trigger. Then the AI creates a motivational message, that's the brain. And then finally, it sends that message to your phone or to your email, and that's the output. So just three simple steps, okay? That's all it takes to build your first working AI agent. So with that in mind, let's jump into n8n and let's actually build it together. All right, so we are inside n8n right now. And if this is your first time here, don't worry. n8n is basically a canvas for connecting apps. So think of it like a digital Lego board. Each block does one small job. And when you connect them, you create something even very powerful. So first things first, like I mentioned, we are going to be starting with a trigger. And that trigger is going to be like our alarm clock that's going to wake us up every morning at 8 a.m. So I'm going to click this plus button here. And this plus button here gives you the ability to choose any nodes you want to work with, okay? So every agent would need a trigger, and you can trigger it manually, you can schedule it, you can trigger it based on an app event, you can really trigger it based on anything you think of. If you have a website and you want to trigger it from there, then you probably would use a webhook node. But we want to trigger it by a schedule trigger. You could basically come in here, click the plus button, and you click on schedule, and then you can select it. So if you wanted to run every day at, let's say, 8 a.m., like we said earlier, then you can basically do that, and then it's going to run for you every morning. So let's keep the schedule trigger for now, okay? Now, the next part is that now that we've added our schedule trigger, our agent knows that every morning at 8 a.m., it has to run this workflow. Now that we've given this trigger to our agent, next we would have to give our agent a brain, okay? We want to give our agent a brain so that it can think. So let's click the plus button again, and this time around, let's search for the agent node. So we have AI in here, so we're going to click on AI. And then in here, you can really select which model you want to go for. I just like to use this AI agent model here so that I can connect the memory and everything to it. So under the source for prompt user message, I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to click on define below. And under prompt user message, you can input any prompt you want. Just think of the prompt user message as if you are familiar with the ChatGPT interface or Gemini interface, when you go into ChatGPT, the prompt you use is basically what your prompt user message is. Okay, so we are going to be using this exact prompt since we want our AI agent to send motivational messages every day. Okay, so we are going to be using this exact prompt user message. So I'm going to say generate motivational quotes for today. So now that we have that, the next thing for us is to define our system message. Okay, the next thing for us is to define our system message. So in order to define our system message, all you have to do is like you scroll down, and then you click on add option, and then you have to define your system message. Remember that we did mention that for your AI agent to work properly, you need to give it instructions, and within the instructions, you need to sort of like give them a role, and then also give them the instructions and everything they have to do. So I'm going to come in here, and then I'm going to paste this exact system message. So this is the exact system message I'm going for. I'm saying you are a motivational assistant. Write a short motivational message to inspire someone's morning. Make it sound friendly, human, and personal, and keep it under 200 characters, and avoid quotes from famous people. Okay, so this is exactly what I am putting inside my AI agent node in here. Now I'm just going to connect this AI agent node to my schedule trigger. And the chat model part is where you actually want to add the brain, okay? So like I mentioned, you can decide on which model you want to go with. I want to go with Google Gemini. So I'm going to click on the plus button here. And in here, I'm going to select Google Gemini chat model, okay? All right, so we have this here. Now, remember we talked about APIs, okay? Google Gemini is an application on its own, it's an assistant on its own. We want to have that communication established between n8n and the Google Gemini application, right? So in order to do that, we need to have API keys. Now, in order for you to have API keys for Google Gemini, you have to go into the Google Cloud Console. So in order to access the Google Cloud Console, you just have to go to console.cloud.google.com, and that is how you'd have access to the Google Cloud Console. And within that interface, you'd be able to create your API keys and all the authentication you need for any Google Cloud product. The reason why I chose Google Gemini for this exact video is just because Google Gemini has a generous free version. Like most of the Google suite has generous free versions when it comes to their APIs. If you're just testing things out and you don't want to like invest into paying for API calls and all that, then you can just use a Google suite of products, because they have a lot of products in there that you can leverage for your projects. Okay, so we come into the Google AI console here, and you can basically create a new project. I have a number of projects in here I've created already, so I'm just going to use those projects. And then you click on APIs and services, and then in here you click on credentials. And what you have to do is you can click on create credentials, and you click on API key. Okay, so when you click on API key, you can just click on create, and then you'd have your API ready to go. So I already have my API set up. I already have my API keys and everything. So once you have your API keys ready, under your credentials to connect with, you just have to click on create new credentials, and then you have to just put in the API key in there. Okay, so since I already do have my API key set up, I'm gonna skip this step. All right, so we've connected our brain. We've connected our brain to our AI agents node. So that's great. Okay, we've connected our brain to our AI agents node. So that's great. The next thing for us is to connect memory. Remember that we said your AI agent needs to have memory so that it can stay consistent, so that it can remember things. So this is where we connect the memory node. So this is the memory node, and we're just going to attach the simple memory node in here. Okay, and under the session ID, instead of my connected chat trigger node, I'm going to say define below, and in here I'm just going to drag a unique key. And this is where you have to be very careful. You need to have a repeatable system. You need to have a system that will be able to generate unique keys for you, so that would be the key for your memory. I do have some unique key in here. I'm just going to use that for now. But ideally you would want to have, like, let's say, a separate node that is just generating all these unique keys for you, so that anytime you have to refer back to it, it can always refer to this particular key in memory and then give you a response. So we have that done now. I'm going to click on save, and let's just run this right now and see what we have. Okay, so I'm going to click on execute step, and let's see what we get as an output. Okay, so this is what we have right now. Good morning. A brand new day is here, full of responsibilities just for you. Trust your strength, embrace the moment, and make it brilliant. So this is the motivational message we got from our AI agent node that was connected to our brain and also to memory. Now we need to add a messenger. Okay, we need to add a messenger. The pada actually sends the message, and to do that, what we can do is we can just click on plus, and then we come in here and we need to decide who the messenger is going to be. In this case, we want to send a message to our Gmail account. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to search for the Gmail node. And in here, I'm just going to select the action that says send a message. So in here, you need to put in like the information of like the person you want to send this message to, the subject, and then the message. So we already do have the message generated from our previous step. So I'm going to come here and I'm going to drag the output. And then in terms of who we are sending the message to, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to say, I'm going to put in my email address, and then the subject is good morning. Here is your motivation for today. Okay, so I'm going to use this exact subject. In order for you to communicate with your Gmail account that's sitting somewhere, you need to have API keys enabled. Okay, so you first again need to go to the Google Cloud Console like we went earlier on. Make sure that you have your Auth2 client ID set up, and make sure you have your API key set up, and then you come in here and then you click on create new credentials. You see that this time around you need to enter client ID and client secret, and that is something you get from using the Auth 2.0 client IDs. So once you come in here, you click on create credentials, you click on Auth client ID, you'll be able to have the client ID and the client secret, and that's the information that you have to come back in here and input. So this is good. I'm gonna close this. And then, yeah, if you want to send it to other people, you can have like BCC or CC or all that. You can do all that, or you can say that I don't want to show that this is coming from n8n, so you can just turn the switch off, but that should be fine. So let's click on execute now, and let's see what we get. Okay, so we get this output telling us this has been sent. Now here's the moment of truth. So let's go into our Gmail account and let's see if the message indeed came. So I'm going to come into my Gmail account in here. And yeah, so as you can see, the message is here. Good morning, a brand new day is here, full of possibilities just for you. Trust your strength, embrace the moment, and make it brilliant. So the message is here. It all worked well. The message came from our AI agent in n8n. The message was sent via Gmail and it was delivered automatically. And this is your first working AI agent, okay? So now that we have everything working, all you have to do is to turn this on. So you come in here and then you say active. And what this will do is that every single morning is going to send you the message that you want. Okay, so that's it. We've just built a complete AI agent in minutes. Now let's recap what we did. So we learned what an AI agent is, which is really the brain, the memory, and instructions. And then we talked about how APIs connect everything together. And you saw us connect this by going to the Google Cloud Console. And we also built a simple but powerful motivation bot using n8n, OpenAI, and Gmail. And you can really remix this in endless ways, okay? You can send gratitude reminder every morning or evening. You can create daily wellness tips, or even you can send team-wide codes to Slack every Monday morning. And once you understand how these nodes connect, you can build anything. Now, if you enjoyed this tutorial, just hit the like button and subscribe because it really helps get my video far to more people. And you can also join my Skool community for the workflow templates, AI prompts, and weekly build sessions just like this one. I'm going to drop the link to my Skool community in the comment section below so that you can join as well. And just remember this, that if a bot can send you motivation every day, that means that you can build something today too. And thanks for watching. And I have other videos that I've made that are a lot more advanced. For instance, if you want to build a voice AI agent, then I have videos, lots of tutorials showing you how to do this using various platforms. I'm going to link them up here so that you can go watch those ones as well. But thank you for watching and see you in the next one.